Xia Pingzhou stepped into the hidden chamber, where the girl had already been waiting for quite some time. A newcomer? Members of the brigade? Yeah. Ice, has our guest arrived? He matches the photo exactly, he's the substitute for number 12. The captain seems very interested in his abilities, so we came first to see whether he's worth keeping. Please come inside. Why don't we introduce ourselves first? I'm Anlins, number 11 of the brigade. Robert, number 7. Everyone calls me Turnip Head, so you can too. Ice remained silent from beginning to end, her gaze fixed coldly upon the book lying on the table. She activated her power, and the book instantly rose into the air. The pages suddenly tore themselves apart into countless fragments. Ice casually waved her hand, and those paper fragments transformed into glowing lines of text floating across the air. An ability that manipulates paper. Xia Pingzhou, I'm here to claim the number 12 position. We were planning to leave soon anyway. But before that, there's one thing we need to handle first. The captain ordered us to kill everyone inside this bar before we go. Some of them are preparing for an auction next week, and that conflicts with our plans. So my entrance test is to go out there and slaughter everyone? Of course not, that's just a little side task. If the captain already values you, then killing those people doesn't even qualify as a test. The real question is how you plan to do it while wasting the least amount of effort. A slot machine, so that's number 11's ability? I wonder what it actually does. Relax. Let me spin it first, maybe we'll roll something convenient that saves us some trouble. The slot machine began rotating, the mechanical levers protruding from its body. The reels eventually stopped on the rocket symbol. Looks like what I rolled this time is a little over the top. Newbie, let's move. A teleportation ability, huh? Hurry up unless you want to get blown sky high, newbie. Come on, we're taking you somewhere entertaining. Weren't we supposed to kill everyone inside the bar? What are you talking about? They are already dead. The instant those words were spoken, the slot machine suddenly started trembling violently. Its entire body lit up with blinding light as countless cracks spread across its surface. The machine shattered apart into streams of scattered digital fragments that burst in every direction. Then, in an instant, it rapidly reconstructed itself into a missile. I see. So now I more or less understand what Anlin's ability really is. No one inside that bar could possibly have survived. Not just the bar, even the alley surrounding it, along with those dull residential buildings nearby. Probably no one there survived either. So what now? An abandoned office building? Why bring me to a place like this? This building is located in Tokyo's Harbor District. After 2 employees consecutively worked themselves to death, the government forcibly shut the company down, and the building has remained abandoned ever since. Work is war, maintain maximum efficiency at all times, stay at your station, never waste a single second. Wow, this place practically reeks of corporate slave energy. Don't tell me some kind of office worker demon was born here. Jokes aside, why exactly did you bring me here? For the thing exorcists specialize in the most. A demon? The 3 of us will stay back and watch you fight that demon, then we'll evaluate you afterward. If at least 2 of us are dissatisfied with your performance, we won't merely reject your membership. We'll kill you immediately. Looks like your opponent has arrived, aren't you going to greet it? Main Quest 1, arrive at the meeting location and pass the White Crow Brigade's initiation test. Looks like refusing this invitation isn't really an option. Fine then, let's see what you can do. Performance. That thing is your opponent, the working demon. It is also the creature born from the resentment of those 2 dead office workers. You're really making this sound dramatic. Nobody here has ever even seen this kind of demon before. Come on, I've always wanted to say something cool like that at least once. Honestly, that thing doesn't look frightening at all. If anything, all I feel from it is overwhelming sadness. Seriously, what did office workers ever do to deserve this? Forced to work overtime until death while alive, and even after dying they still have to carry giant coffee mugs and keyboards around just to become EXP farming targets. That's honestly cruel. Let's begin. He activated his ability as mysterious chess pieces slowly began orbiting around his body. The demon unleashed pay rays, violently smashing down its gigantic keyboard in a frenzy. Xia Pingzhou thought to himself, if I remember correctly, this should be how these pieces are used. A king piece materialized in his hand. The chess piece radiated brilliant light before exploding into countless sparkling particles. The demon's massive keyboard strike released a violent shockwave as it roared furiously. Performance. Dust and smoke engulfed the surroundings after the monster's desperate assault. The demon froze briefly before muttering overtime in disbelief. Xia Pingzhou slowly stepped out from the smoke completely unharmed and calmly said, "Oh, so that's how it works. Base Peace King has been materialized. Peace King possesses absolutely no offensive capabilities, however. As long as the king remains on the field, an invisible force will shield you from all physical and mental attacks. To harm you, the enemy must first destroy the king piece." Now this is a pretty interesting ability. Never seen anything like it before. No wonder the captain became interested in him. This is definitely unusual. The demon frantically screamed, "Overtime, overtime." Then charged forward once again to attack. That won't work. This ability really is impressive. Overtime, overtime, the demon roared helplessly against the king's absolute defense. In fury, it hurled the gigantic coffee mug towards Xiao while continuously screaming promotion, promotion. The mug slammed violently against the king's aura but still failed to pierce through the protective barrier. "Soldier, I need you to protect the king. Once the king falls, my real body loses all protection." Notice, base Peace Pawn has been materialized. Peace Pawn, an extremely ordinary unit in both attributes and abilities, a longsword-wielding foot soldier, slow and awkward, but compensated by sheer numbers. The pawn appeared as a dark-armored knight, radiating chilling killing intent as it prepared to rush into combat. The demon once again shrieked overtime, overtime before smashing the keyboard in its hands directly toward the pawn's head. A heavy slash from the black blade instantly split the monster's keyboard apart. Overtime, overtime, the demon continued roaring endlessly. The battle between both sides immediately erupted into fierce combat. Xia Pingzhou silently watched the fight unfold while thinking to himself, if even one pawn can fight a demon of this level evenly, then once I establish a proper formation, these things will become terrifyingly useful. He summoned another chess piece. Notice, base Peace Rook has been materialized. Peace Rook, capable of firing shells with devastating power, but requires a brief reload period after every shot. A dazzling beam of light erupted from the rook before blasting toward the target with overwhelming force. Sensing danger, the demon instantly twisted its head backward. Boom! But by then it was already too late. The demon whimpered, "That hurts." Thick smoke rose from its heavily wounded body. Xia Pingzhou held a brilliantly glowing chess piece in his hand, his cold gaze fixed ahead as he murmured, "This should finish it." Notice, base Peace Queen has been materialized. Queen, the fastest unit among all 4 base piece types, fights using 1 short dagger and 1 long dagger. Only the king knows why the queen somehow ended up with this bizarre skill set. The queen's violet eyes shone with icy determination before she moved. With terrifying speed, the queen dashed forward, tearing apart the air with violent gusts in her wake. She tightly gripped the hilt of her blade and charged directly toward her prey. The demon stubbornly swung another punch while screaming performance, but its speed was nowhere near enough to match the queen piece. Twin blades slid soundlessly from their sheaths as the queen lightly landed behind the demon. Overtime, overtime, the demon stared in terror at its arm being shredded into countless fragments. The queen lowered her posture slightly, preparing for the final execution strike. Brilliant crossing slashes instantly tore the demon apart as the system announced. Notice, first-rank demon has been slain. Character number 9 exclusive training progress for Blood Hunt has been updated. Amid faint cries of performance, the corporate slave demon's head slowly dissolved into nothingness. Seriously, why is the queen running an assassin-style build? Did this heaven drive somehow mix up its templates? Right. In chess, once a pawn reaches the opposite end of the board, it can promote into a queen too. So, do I pass the qualifications to join the brigade? I vote yes, that heaven drive is pretty entertaining. I think it's fascinating too. I've never seen an exorcist like him before, and since the captain is interested in his ability, I'll vote yes as well. His powers clearly have enormous potential, but he's still far too weak right now. Following us could very easily get him killed. Forget it, you already have 2 votes, mine won't matter anymore. No, you can still reject him. And if you do, he dies anyway.